right, everyone. Jay Bond here, Bond Real Estate Group, and it's time for the monthly market snapshot update for San Luis Obispo County and the Central Coast. So looking at some of the sales data, we've been seeing some interesting trends, right? Of course, we have been noticing that number of units sold, right? This is single family, condo, PUD inventory has been steadily declining this year versus the previous 2 years, of course, right? Some months a little bit more dramatic than others. So let's take a look then, because again, we're looking at data from this past month, so November, right, of 2022. So if you go back to 2020 and 2021, there was 481 units to sell in 2020 and 482 units to sell in 2021. So very, very close, almost the same. This year, we've noticed for the month of November, we recognized 266 units to sell, 266. So almost 50% down from the number of units sold this time last year, right? So interesting to see, and folks could say, oh gosh, Jay, well, hey, it's because interest rates are up, right? And the sky is falling. Haven't you heard? Gee, by golly. Well, you know what? I don't quite think that's the case. I think that rates have impacted consumers, and I think some have decided, hey, I'm going to bow my hat, I'm going to tip my hat to you, market, I'm going to hold off until we're in a more comfortable or attractive interest rate market, right? But I don't think that that's really impacting these numbers per se. I think that there is some impact from the interest rates, of course, but I think that people are still looking. And how do we know that? We see it on our listings. We have a ton of listings all the time, and they're still moving relatively quickly, like within 10 days or less. With multiple offers if priced attractively, positioned well, right? So things are still moving. Demand is still there. Consumers are looking. We have a housing shortage, not just in this county, but throughout the state of California. So people are going to continue looking despite any increase in interest rates. But yes, there are a few factors. One, I believe there are less homes hitting the market than there were the last 2 years. And I think, buyers have cooled off a little bit, but overall, that demand is staying relatively strong because of the overall lack of inventory. So right now as a property owner, you are in a more normalized market, right? I wouldn't quite say we're in a complete buyer's market. Buyers do, however, have a lot of negotiating opportunity right now with regard to inspections and repairs and other things, right, that they hadn't had, in first and second quarter of this year, right? And sellers, flip side, sellers have a lot of opportunity that they didn't have previous as well. One, hey, I actually have some time to go shop for replacement property. Who'd have thunk, right? And then for buyers as well, hey, we're seeing contingent offers getting accepted. Even contingent buyers who don't even have their house on the market yet, right? So it's a very normalized market with healthy negotiating going on. And to kind of beat that drum and that dead horse like I have been for the last couple months in saying this, that values are holding. Values are holding consistently. They are not dropping. They did level off and soften to some degree, but they've kind of just tapered off, in my opinion, and from what I see, and I think a lot of folks that are in the trenches every day here will agree that we are seeing values hold. They're not going up, and I don't know when they're going to be. Of course, I don't have a crystal ball, but I would say that we would need a dramatic increase in supply, meaning inventory, to tip the scale, right, on the supply-demand factor to see a significant drop in property values. Right, so you may, as a seller, have had an unrealistic number in your head for what your neighbor's house sold for 9 months ago. And please, let's take a step back. We are in a 180 market. We're in a different market than we were then. So we can't hang our hat on what inflated numbers look like 9 months ago, 12 months ago. Right, so let's move on. But sellers are still getting a healthy return. If you look at what your house would sell for now, amongst the chaos of fluctuating interest rates, et cetera, you still made out like a bandit. Even if you bought your home 2 years ago, you killed it as far as, equity build is concerned in residential real estate. So you are in a great position. And so right now, is inventory going to improve? Quite possibly. I think what we're all forecasting and hoping is that rates will tend to hedge or level off here, maybe after first quarter. We'll see how that looks. If so, what is that going to do exactly? Right? Are we going to see values just skyrocket and shoot up again? Are we going to see values drop? Honestly, no. Personally, my forecast, I think we're going to see healthy incremental gains in valuation over the next handful of years, or at least the next couple of years. But we are actually going to see a more immediate response in consumer confidence from both buyers and sellers in this marketplace, especially if rates start to level off. Just in the last couple weeks, we've seen a lot more consumer confidence, more buyers getting out there, looking at homes, writing offers, opening negotiations, right? So things are still moving. And what is that going to mean exactly? Consumer confidence. That means more buyers are going to continue hitting the market, getting out there, coming out of the woodwork, if you will. And sellers are going to feel more confident to put their house on the market again, right? And so I think a lot of that volatility and uncertainty with what they hear on the news and everything else under the sun, that we've got going on, all the other moving parts in the world, if you will, have people concerned about wanting to sell because they just don't like the uncertainty of things, right? A lot of people are murmuring recession. I personally don't think that's the direction things are going, but again, I don't have a crystal ball, but all I can tell you is right now and for the next handful of foreseeable months that I can see, if you're a buyer or seller, get out on the street. Get your house in the market if you want to sell. You're going to get a good, fair price for your house right now. And guess what? You're going to have time to go figure out where you're going, right, as far as a replacement property. And buyers, you've got great opportunity to negotiate. You've got an opportunity to even, sell your contingent property and secure a new property here on the Central Coast, right? So there's plenty of opportunity to go around. If you guys have questions, as always, hey, how's the market? What is your forecast? What do you think my home would sell for right now? What does a strategy look like, Jay Bond and team, as far as me selling my property, moving into a new home, right? Those are all very consultative things you can talk to your agent about or give us a holler about if you want to talk about it. We're more than happy. As I've said many, many times before, we are consultants, first and foremost. We're here to consult with people, discuss their goals, ambitions, what they're trying to accomplish, and show them a clear roadmap on how they need to get from A to Z. Right, and also set clear expectations for that process and those milestones and what that all looks like. So that's what we're here for as a resource. But all in all, I think we are in a healthy market. So don't sit back holding your breath about interest rates or other moving parts going on in the world that we really can't control. All I can tell you is what we see and what we're seeing in the trenches every day, and it's normalization. And I think that's the best thing I can echo is normalization, not a down market, not a buyer's market, a very normal market. Also, too, with the low inventory that we have, I would almost say it's a smidge of a seller's market. Don't beat me up for saying that, but don't kill the messenger. But I'm just saying we would need a dramatic increase in inventory to see the scales tip right to that regard. So that's it. I hope everyone had an amazing holiday weekend with your loved ones. Keep it safe out there. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone just really crushes it in 2023, has an amazing year. And for all the grinders out there, I hope you guys get 1 inch closer to everything that you are pursuing. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in.